Hello there.
So far, we have only looked at single things. But what if we care about a lot of things? Well, that's why we invented lists, to keep track of all the things. And in programming world, we call them arrays, because stop asking why these things are named the way that they are. It's either because math or because of old people. Flip a coin. So how do we write arrays? Well, in Java, they have to be grouped by like types, so we can't have a list of integers and booleans together. But if it's all one type of thing, then you're Daijobu. So how do you literally write an array? Let's pick an int array to start. First, write int array. Then we're going to write some square brackets, both opened and closed. Where, you ask though? Well, you actually get to choose either after the type int or after the variable name int array. So obviously we declare it after the type because let's not be too crazy. Also because int and the brackets both define type, so let's keep it all together. Now we have int square brackets int array. But remember how I said computers have terrible memories? Well, this is another one of those examples. Dang, these things pretty much have amnesia at this point. We need to tell our computer how long our list is up front. So we will now declare what our array is by telling it, hey, make a new thingy of size 42. So you'll do an equal to new int square bracket 42 close square bracket. We now have the functional equivalent of a 42-line piece of paper to write on. Arrays are pretty nice in that they provide initial values for every line. So for numbers, it's 0. For booleans, it's false, and for characters, it's just the empty character. And arrays are great because you can put things in them and get them back. So let's try putting in a new value for our first line, and pay close attention to this pro move. Int array of 0 equals 1. Now I hear you, you're saying, wait, why is it 0? It's slot number 1. And that's because programming did a summer in Europe and wants to impress you with how they number their floors. And now for the other half of this pro move, let's try putting something in the last slot. Int array of 41 equals 42. Once again, we had to subtract 1 from the slot number in our head to get the slot number in our European computer's head. But for fun, try doing int array of 42 and see what happens. Lots of the computer's swearing at you, right? So just remember, I care about slot X, so I'll look at slot X minus 1. Calling it to get the value back works the same way. So if we do system.out.println int array of 0 plus int array of 41, we'll see 43, which is prime. Optimus Prime. Lastly, in this video, I want to cover one other way of creating an array, declaring, instantiating, and filling it all in one. So let's do int square brackets int array 2 equals new int square brackets squiggly brackets 1, 2, 3, and squiggly brackets, semicolon. By writing the array this way, we are telling the computer, hey, my list is 3 items long, and here they are. And that's it. It's good to go from the start. Now, what if we had a list of letters all in a given order? Guess what? It's called a word. Pretty tough subject, I know. But wait, don't we have letters called characters? And if we put a list of them together, we could make words, sentences, even paragraphs. That's a ton of work, creating the array, putting all the characters together, knowing how long it has to be from the start. Wait, didn't we already do that in our first program though, and it was way easier?
Check out the big brain on Brad!
We did. Hello was a whole sentence. Java is loving enough to give us a special type that manages all the complexity of character arrays called strings. So if we do string sentence equals hello Zawarudo, then do system.out.println sentence, we still see it print out correctly. That's awesome and way easier to keep track of. There are times when this fact that strings are character arrays will come in handy, especially if you ever do programming interview prep, but for now, we'll just keep that as a happy little today I learned. There are some more complicated rules to arrays that I don't want to quite get into yet since you won't need them for a while, but to give you something to whet your appetite, just look at this. Int double square brackets int array evolution equals new int size 3 size 3. Spend some time thinking about how this works. Watch my upcoming video on it, or use your friend Google to get ahead. But the too long didn't read version is arrays can have more than one dimension. Think of it as arrays of arrays. And until next time,
So long, farewell, I'll be
leader saying goodnight.
Like, subscribe, and comment below what you want to see next or topics you'd like to know more about.